Hi Cancer, welcome to your Phoenix Rising reading for the Mercury Retrograde for October 31st through November 20th. Everything you need to know about this reading is in the description box below, as well as the recommend a reader shout out, which goes to Water Star Vibes. Love and support to her. Check her out, show her some love and support. This is intended to be a romantic love reading, but may resonate in other areas of your life. Also, this is looking at what you need to get rid of to make room for the new. This is about revisiting and reassessing and getting rid of outdated ways of thinking so that you can basically heal your relationships you have or what's coming in for you. All right, Cancer. Okay. Cancer, what do we got here for Cancer? Phoenix Rising for Cancer. Oh, okay. We've got relationship, all right. What is going on there? 6 of Cups, 6 of Wands, 5 of Pentacles, Knight of Swords. So this could be Aquarius. Knight of Pentacles, that's Taurus. And the Moon, Pisces or Cancerian. Holy cow. All right. Let me get the little guys here. I'm going to get some water. Hold on a minute. I'm a little loud. Okay. So we've got 2 6s. So there's a bit of frustration going on here. All right. Here's the thing. You've already been working on getting this. It's twofold. It's someone you're attached to and also the way you were attached to them. You've been working on kind of transitioning that and trying to work with it and examine it pretty closely. So you're already doing the work, so that's a good thing. So let's see where that's got you. It's a 6 of, oh my gosh, and it looks like, honestly, too, there's a work component here. There's you transitioning out of this connection to somebody that's just not serving you anymore, but it's a process, right? But there's also a lot of work coming in. What's this 6 of Cups about? Cancerian. There you go. 8 of Cups. This is you transitioning out of that. This is you finally getting some perspective, reaching a turning point and walking away from this attachment you have to somebody from your past. But it's bigger than that. It's about the way it's why you're still stuck to them. It's kind of moving on from this relationship while you heal some kind of past trauma. Maybe it happened in your childhood, but you just getting some perspective on your baggage, and it just doesn't serve you anymore, and you're taking a look at that as far as how it affects you in relationships. What's this 6 of Wands? There's that can-do attitude. Yay. What's this about? It says 6 of Wands. So we got Page of Wands. Good for you. What's this Knight of Swords about? The thing is, though, too, is I think there's also you walking away from hoping for a reconciliation or a reconciliation being on your mind. Maybe you weren't hoping for it, but it was kind of, you were still thinking about a reconnection or at least what that entails and coulda, shoulda, woulda. But it feels like you're just kind of going through the motions of thinking about it. It doesn't feel like you were really hopeful. I think you see it for what it is and that you need to move on. It's you going, it's going to take time. It's just going to take time. What's this Knight of Swords? Wheel of Fortune. Look at you ending this karmic cycle. So it's twofold. It's you moving on from your attachment to this person or moving on from the person, but it's also you being able to break free of a negative cycle, like a negative behavior pattern, which is it's codependency, basically, is relating to someone in an unhealthy way, and specifically codependency. So there's all kinds of control and whatnot. That's karmic, right? Because this is baggage brought forward. So this is you getting out, getting in front of it, and getting after it. taking charge of your destiny. What's this Five of Pentacles about? Hierophant. Okay, this is a learning curve. You're learning how to do you. You're learning how to take care of yourself. You're learning how to get back to basics with yourself. It's almost like now that this is getting out of the way, this is pretty huge. Now that you're getting this negative way of relating to people out of the way, along with this old relationship that you're just kind of going through the motions, detaching from, it's like there's a learning curve. You're kind of starting fresh and you're like, I just don't want to live my life like that anymore. I don't want to lug this around with me. And this is about you providing for yourself in times of loneliness and disconnect and sadness. This is, you're outside of this is what you feel, right? You're outside of the church. This is, oh my gosh, but look at, that's not the case. You don't need to be standing on the outside looking in anymore, because nobody's going to invite you in. This is what you provide for yourself. So this is not you looking any longer. I think your disconnect and your detachment from this has to do with you looking for security and thinking someone else can provide for you what you've been able to provide for yourself all along, this security. This is Taurus right here. So this is about shifting your perspective, out with the old, in with the new. The old is you relying on others for your security and for kind of your trajectory, attaching to someone. Even though you could do it yourself, there's this attachment to someone else and kind of giving up your power and giving over to them and letting them kind of dictate where you go for your future. No more. This is you providing that for yourself, the stability for yourself. And you're literally breaking the cycle, which is huge, because for some of you, if you're in your 40s and 50s, this is a long time you've been carrying that way of attaching around. This is an independent period for you. This is essentially liberating you from that. So it's twofold, at least getting some clarity on that negative behavior pattern and detaching from this person that had your focus for quite some time. Could be a Pisces, okay, look at that. Pisces or Cancerian, look at that, healing and deciding what to do next. Work is highlighted here, so this is your focus is mainly on that and taking care of yourself and providing for yourself stability that you used to look to others for. So you could be dealing with a Pisces or Cancerian, and Taurus, doesn't have to be Aquarius. All right. Feel a sense of accomplishment with this too, because this is a major turning point. Like, this is huge. You've been dealing with this for quite some time. What's this Moon card about? Don't be afraid. Oh, don't be afraid. You're not going to have the answers. It's going to be mysterious. It's going to be like, oh my God, but there's security. You're able to provide for yourself. Everything, it's an illusion. Everything that you thought you needed somebody else for is going to be debunked. You're going to find that whatever you thought you needed in relationship, you're actually able to provide for yourself. You don't need to be afraid anymore. Things are going to be unknown. That's the nature of trailblazing. So to make this into be afraid, no, because realizing that you can provide for yourself, you could take care of yourself, everything that you need and want in somebody else is actually what you've needed to all along. I don't mean to get too ethereal here, but honestly, the security and the stability and the protection you've been looking for in someone else, it should have been yours to provide, or should have been provided for you by, your guardians. But that's about you cultivating that within yourself. So, because nobody could do that for you. The thing is, it's really scary because, oh my gosh, I don't know how to. Where do I start? You just do. You get up and go, and you're going to fall a lot. But at least it's your mistakes, and you're relying on yourself, and you're building up that strength and that reserve and that resiliency, all of that. This is you being able to fundamentally rely on yourself and take care of yourself. You don't need to attach to anybody and live symbiotically off of them. Like, I'll do everything you want. You just have to show up, and I need protection. This is the Cancerians that I'm reading for. This is what this is about, is realizing that you can take care of yourself and you don't need relationship to do for you what you can do for yourself. Namely, security and someone trailblazing for you or charting the path of your progression in life. Like what you're going to do, where you're going to, you know what I mean? Just your life. Feels so empty without somebody. Well, turn inward. There's stability And which brings happy for the Cancerians I'm reading for. This is about stability and then feeling grounded and happy, or at least content, not happy, but content and at peace, because once you get that solid base, nobody can take it from you. You don't have to worry about trusting yourself because you've been through it and you know, well, here we go again. All right, I'm gonna head out, because you can. You've done it before. This is that time. This is you doing it before. This is the time now to do that. And most of the work's already been done because you've detached, but you've realized in detaching that you have had it all along, that you could do this all along. You don't have to be afraid anymore. You don't have to worry about, well, I don't know if I can trust them. You don't need to worry about that so much. I mean, that's an issue, right? But when your new relationship comes along, you don't have to worry about that, because if the going gets tough, you're going to head out. You're going to leave. You're not going to endure. You're not going to, well, I just don't know. You're not going to second guess yourself. You're going to be like, no, I'm out. This doesn't make sense to me. I can do that. I don't need this. I've got this inward. I've got this faith. I've got this resiliency. I've got trust. I have got both feet on the ground. And if this doesn't work, then I'm out. I don't need to wait around and hope, well, I need to, You don't need to wait for someone to come around or to tell you the truth or stay stuck because you're afraid. And part of this cannot be mitigated, or this can be managed, this uncertainty about life. That's part of it. That's part of life. So to try and lock it down and get this, that's not realistic. So if you've been looking for safety and safe haven and protection, that's for you to do for yourself. You get to control your destiny, quite simply. But this is not about protecting yourself from the unknown and trying to lock it down and get all this control in place so that you don't have to be afraid, because it keeps you connected to being afraid, trying to manage being afraid, right? The thing is that things are going to be uncertain. That's the nature of blazing your own trail. So accepting that is a lot easier on you than trying to manage that and get rid of as much as possible. That's not the answer, because it's going to come in waves and you're just going to keep being besieged and knocked around. And this is about managing this insecurity and uncertainty with the faith and the groundedness, and knowing come hell or high water, you can take care of yourself, because you're doing the work now. This is about hunkering down and restoring and rebuilding for you, not looking to someone else, not looking to relationship to do that, to provide that. This is you having it in you all along, but finally realizing that and cultivating that. What's this Knight of Pentacles about? This is huge, Cancer. Jeez Louise. What's this Knight of Pentacles about? There it is. There's you blazing your trail for security. Slow and steady wins the race. This is a process. It's not going to happen overnight, because this baggage didn't collect overnight, right? But this is you firmly being in charge of your trajectory and your future. The focus has shifted. You have the security now, for many of you, that you didn't have before. And it's not in relationship, but rather it's you figuring out what you want in relationship and setting out after it. But you're not in any hurry. Your focus is mainly on yourself. But the next time this comes around, it's like, I'm going to be ready. But you're done with your ex, because they were pretty darn important to you. But you're also done with carrying around why it didn't work, blaming yourself, staying focused on that rather than, well, I kind of didn't really have a chance because I did all the work anyway. So what was I thinking? Like they were going to just magically go, here, let me take this off your plate. And you know what I mean? It's like you kind of set it up to be where, oh, don't worry about me. And then it would just got to be like snowballed into like, wait a second, what about me? Or, you know, I'm not saying that you invited it. I'm not saying you brought this on yourself, but you're not going to accept it anymore. You're not going to be okay with just making it work or making someone else first. And part of the reason why you did that was to ensure your safety and for protection. You don't need to do that anymore. That comes from within, and you've had it all along. Maybe just now your time has come. But you don't need to be afraid, because this isn't about you looking for the next relationship, because I don't know if I'm going to, yes, you are going to make it. And you're going to make it at your own pace. And it's going to be you deciding. You're not outside looking in anymore. This is you having it all along. No more fear. No more reacting from fear or making decisions from fear. This is inevitable. It's simply a part of life, this uncertainty. accepting it is how you manage it, not trying to mitigate or protect against it, because that gets you into all kinds of shenanigans and not so good places, but for fear of, well, at least I'm safe. Are you really safe? Because you're accepting a whole bunch of crap in the name of protection, right? All right. This is you being on your own, being stable and secure, loving it, making it happen. No longer afraid. Good. There's that can-do attitude, which is excellent, because all of a sudden you're like, hey, I got this. I can do this. Oh, look at me. You know? What else for Cancerian? I'm not kidding you. Work is highlighted here. It's like you're really, sorry, trying to bring this into focus here. Work is that's where it feels like that's where your focus is right now. Like you're kind of giving yourself a break from having any kind of emotional attachment to somebody. It's like you're out of the woods. You've reached a turning point with this past recent ex that was quite tumultuous, right? And that's the security that you feel, or the kind of the reprieve. You're kind of going, hey, you know what? What about this other business that has been going on? Like, I think I can set that down too. And it's not so much about curing yourself. It's about managing it. It's about looking at it and reassessing and going, oh, that doesn't fit for me anymore. I don't want to do that anymore. I don't know how to. How to not, right? But I'm going to darn sure figure out as I go. It's going to be a learning curve, but it's you, at least it's you making the mistakes and relying on yourself. Oh, all right, whoopsie. Cancerian. Okay, this was going to fall out again. 6 of Wands. Yay. That's for Cancerian. It feels like you've got somebody new coming in, but you're kind of like, meh, like it's not a priority. Which for some of you, you're like, oh my God, because it for a while that was like, it's almost like serial monogamy. It was just like this progression of dating, and it's not. The focus is on work now. Focus is on stability and work, and making it happen. Figuring out a way, coming up with new ways. Some of you have hit like a work jackpot or something that it's really taken off. So whatever, especially you entrepreneurs, this is a really big growth cycle for you for quite some time. It's not. I mean, we're talking months. 15 to 18 months here. So if you're starting something from the ground up, this is a really good cycle for that, because it shows you coming into your own. Your focus is not really on relationship. It's all about you building, being self-reliant and building this strong foundation for yourself. Knowing that this is a trigger now, this is about you managing that by making sure that whatever happens, you're in a position to take care of yourself as much as you can. What else for Cancer? 2 of Pentacles, adjusting to your new normal, right? Happily so. The worst is over. But this is you figuring it out as you go and being open to what works, what doesn't, and progressing, not shooting out like a rocket. That's for later. But this is you taking it one step at a time, building that security and that solid foundation. What else for Cancerian? Oh, look at you. Protection. Yep. Well, you got it now, and it's because you're doing it for yourself. And the thing is once you feel that you feel like, I got this. I can do this. I can stay when it's good, but I can also pull myself out when the going gets tough, when it's no longer for me to be there. I'm not going to stay and try to work it out because I'm scared, or I don't want to be thought of as bad, or this. No. If it's time to go, it's time to go. And this is you taking back your power and being, well, some of you divinely protected. This is divine intervention. This is knowing that you're protected and that you can provide that for yourself, that you're stopping. You're not looking for a relationship to provide that protection. I mean, it'd be nice, but you don't need it like you did before. This is pretty pivotal for you, this retrograde cycle, because this is awareness like all over the place. Like there's a shift. This is you not being afraid anymore, not like before. That was exhausting. Oof. Okay. All right. I mean, not this, the being afraid like that, because there's so much you have to do to manage that. And it's constant. It's exhausting. What else for Cancer? It's almost like, compared to the groundwork you're laying for your security and your future, this relationship kind of pales in comparison, because you didn't get your needs met there. It wasn't what you thought it was. Quite possibly, you just wanted someone to care for you and to protect and offer what you would offer them, but they just take advantage of it. And this is all about you revamping your idea of what you need in relationship and why you seek protection as your sole focus in relationship. It's not going to be about that anymore. There it is, the Magician again, Gemini, Virgo, or Aries, and the Queen of Cups reversed. Getting out from under that. Yay. Okay, so that's a Magician. This is Queen of Cups reversed. This is forging a new trail, making it happen. Not so much focusing on relationships right now or taking care of other people. This is kind of being closed for business as far as emotional connection goes. It could have been with somebody that's very controlling and you weren't getting your emotional needs met. They made you crazy. But you're not afraid anymore. This isn't you needing to hunker down and just heal and focus on yourself. You've had enough of that. This is about you getting vertical and managing and figuring out what's next. You're not afraid anymore. And your focus isn't on protection. Not like it was before anyways. This is about stability and longevity rather than immediate protection. And like, what am I going to do now? That's not the focus anymore. Like healing. This is about, all right, I'm good. Now what's my plan? That's what this is. Okay. All right. So Cancer, I hope this was helpful. You did good. You did good. You got through the worst of it. You just need to keep going, and whatever you're doing for business, keep at it, because it's going to take off like a rocket. This is a very good time for that, for you starting a project, a hobby, something. All right. Good for you. Okay. I hope to see you in the next reading. You are just about done with this phasing out of your life, but it feels like relationship is just such a small focus for you because of how you're coming out of this. I think you thought maybe that you'd just be like, okay, gearing up for either a reconciliation but as you've moved through this and the last dregs of it, you're finding, you know what, I think it's just kind of going to be all about me and what I want and what's next for me. Not really focused on connection or relationship right now. It's just all about you and building that core strength and trust and learning as you go. Blazing your own trail. Excellent. Okay, I hope to see you in the next reading. Thank you for stopping by. Good for you. Good for you. Take care.